Cheaters suck, and game studios don't like cheaters or hackers any more than you and I do. So certain games and companies have taken precautions and actions for cheaters playing through their game, and some of them are quite funny. As well, others are just straight up humiliating to those players who choose to cheat in the game. Hey guys, welcome to Trending 10, and today we are going to be counting down our updated list of the top 10 games that humiliated cheaters. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to support us, make sure you drop a like on today's video. As well, don't forget to turn on our post notifications so you never miss new videos from Trending 10 when they go live on the channel. Well guys, with that all being said, let's get right into the video. Number 10. Public execution in Guild Wars. To kick off today's video of the video games that punished and humiliated cheaters, we have the public executions in the popular MMO Guild Wars. The developers of Guild Wars took their hatred of cheaters in video games to the next level. They wanted to make sure that everyone in the game knew the consequences of cheating in Guild Wars. Rather than quietly banning the player for cheating, if you are caught cheating in the game will spawn a massive, unkillable version of the Grim Reaper, which appears from the ground and pulls out a gigantic scythe and proceeds to publicly execute you in front of the entire lobby playing alongside you. And this certainly is one of the best ways a game and a studio can get punishment on those players cheating on their video games, and it shows. Number 9. No escape in Slender the Arrival. In this sequel to the popular Slender game, you follow the same premise as the original, but with a few changes. Similarly to the original game, you need to make it from point A to point B without being caught and murdered by Slenderman. A lot of gamers try and get around the obstacles of the game by way of cheats or completely abandoning the beaten path in favor of the out-of-bounds glitch spots. Blue Isle Studio really went out of their way to make sure that more mischievous players can't escape the Slenderman in the sequel. If you actually try and glitch out of the play area, you will find yourself plummeting into a black pit. This is actually quite normal for a lot of games. A lot of game developers will actually do this in their games too. However, Slender the Arrival takes it in one step further. While plummeting, text actually will appear on the screen as you fall, with the text reading out, "Not even a bug will save you from me." After a few seconds, the screen will flicker and Slenderman appears in a nasty jump scare of death screen. Number 8. Skip to the Beginning in Banjo-Kazooie. This game, as well as other classics like Conker's Bad Fur Day, are some of the best N64 games that were ever released. Even Banjo-Kazooie's cheat system was off the walls. Now, the system was built into the very fabric of the game itself. In the game, you can find a hidden sandcastle in one of the game's earliest levels, Treasure Trove Cove. You have to drain the water in order to even access the sandcastle. However, once inside, it gives the player free access to the game's cheats. All you have to do is smash the letters on the floor of the sandcastle to enter the codes. You can use any of Cheeto's or Bottle's codes as many times as you want. However, there is a bunch of other codes you can put into the sandcastle. These codes are actually considered illegal. Each code actually lets you skip or unlock one of the levels the first 2 times you use them. You will get a warning, and the 3rd time actually activates Grunty's code Vengeance, and Grunty actually eases your game pack. Now, the good news is the effect doesn't actually kick in right away. You can continue to play. It only goes into effect once you save the game or turn off the console or lose any of your lives. Number 7. The Serious Room in the Stanley Parable. Now, the hit game The Stanley Parable is well known for its quirky sense of humor. Now, anyone who had a good laugh at the game will be also very glad to know that its distinct humor carried on in the game's treatment of cheaters. If you type SV_cheats1 into the console command, you will be teleported to the Serious Room with a serious table and be forced to hear a serious rant about your cheating. The voice in the game will even go on to say, "Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room." The game's narrator will then say, "Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the Serious Room." Number 6. LONGBANS in Monster Hunter 3. Capcom took cheating very serious with the release of their game Monster Hunter 3. Within Japan alone, there were quite a few gamers who were actually caught and temporarily banned for using hacked data content. Later in the game, a message alerted the gamer that they would be banned until December 12th, 9999. Thankfully, this was actually just a temporary ban because the message did alert the gamers that they would lose complete access to connecting online. Number 5. Mr. Resetti in Animal Crossing Wild World. Now, Mr. Resetti is a recurring character throughout the Animal Crossing series. Resetti's main job in the games is actually to remind the player to save their game before turning their game or console off. Because of the nature of the game and how time works, turning your game off without saving can actually be quite beneficial. So in order to prevent players from cheating and utilizing this, Nintendo added Resetti. Resetti is so annoying, seriously. He goes on and talks for ages. As well, it also takes nearly 3 minutes to read through all of his dialogue the first time you encounter him. The more you see him, the worse it gets. The 4th time you encounter him in Animal Crossing Wild World, he actually makes you type out an apology with the correct punctuation, capitalization, and spelling. And if you get it wrong, he makes you repeat it until it's correct. Number 4. Exploding cars in GTA Online. When Grand Theft Auto 5 was released in 2013, players were a bit bummed out to find that the heavily anticipated multiplayer mode wouldn't release for another month after the game's initial release. Although the online mode was certainly worth the wait as gamers fell in love with Grand Theft Auto Online instantly, as well, your cars, weapons, and everything else from the story mode wouldn't transfer over to online, causing people to grind the online for new cars or buy cars. And of course, this didn't stop the cheaters. Players found an exploit which actually allowed gamers to transfer their story mode cars into the multiplayer mode without spending any time or money, earning your way up to purchase the car and upgrading it. Now, Rockstar Games caught on to this exploit quite early on in the game, as gamers who would try and do this glitch and transfer their vehicle would find it to work like normal. But when the player would get in their car after transferring it, the car would suddenly explode and not be able to brought back. Now, this move from Rockstar Games certainly put the cheaters who exploited this glitch in their place, as it wasted their time on a glitch just to literally have it blow up in their face. Number 3. The Cow Killer in The Witcher 3. At the number 3 spot on today's video, of the list of games which perfectly humiliated the player for cheating, we have The Cow Killer in Witcher 3. Now, shortly after The Witcher 3 launched to critical acclaim, certain players found a fantastic exploit to actually boost their progression in the game. One of the game's stables actually has a pair of cows. Players discovered that if you killed the cows and meditated for an hour, the cows would automatically respawn. This exploit allowed you to indefinitely farm the helpless cows in the stable and gain a massive amount of loot to sell. Then the 1.05 update for the game fixed a bunch of glitches and added a gigantic demon cow monster. If you actually attempt to take advantage of the exploit, the game will activate the Bovine Defense Force initiative and send Chort after you. Although the name is silly, Chort is anything but silly. This massive monster has a ton of health and can really dish out damage to any low level or ill prepared player. Number 2. Bad sports lobbies. At the number 2 spot on this list of the video games which humiliated cheaters, we don't actually have one game. We're going to be talking about games tossing cheaters in their own bad sports lobbies with the rest of the cheaters. Rather than just silently banning or warning cheaters in the games, certain development studios will rather just put all the bad cheaters in one lobby together. If you are ever caught cheating in games such as Max Payne 3, Grand Theft Auto Online, or Dark Souls 2, you will be tossed into servers with other hackers and cheaters who exploited the game. They are sometimes called bad sports lobbies, cheater servers, or prison servers. But in the case for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, if you attempt to even rage quit the game, you will actually be locked into rage quit lobbies full of other gamers who also rage quit. The only way to be released from these lobbies is to actually keep playing the game and to prove that you won't rage quit. Number 1. H1Z1 Public Apologies. Now, to conclude today's video of the top 10 video games which punish and humiliate the player for cheating, we have H1Z1. There are a couple different kinds of bans actually. Players can be banned from the main servers, temporary banned from all servers, or permanently banned from the whole game. Even so, that doesn't stop the cheaters. Plenty of online games are riddled with cheaters and hackers, filling up the game's servers. The developers for H1Z1 decided that they weren't going to be tolerating the cheaters and banned over 25,000 hackers in a single sweep. The hackers were in an uproar. Many emailed the company begging to be forgiven. In a rare turn of events, the Daybreak president John Smedley tweeted that the cheaters might be forgiven. All they need to do was to simply post a public apology video on YouTube and emailed them a link. While plenty of gamers and cheaters flocked to YouTube, Smedley only accepted the apologies of a handful of gamers that he thought were sincere. Well guys, that is going to conclude our list of the video games that humiliated the cheaters and hackers in the best possible ways. Have you guys ever been banned before in a video game? Let us know down in the comment section down below. As well, if you guys enjoyed today's video and you want to see more, make sure to drop a like to show your support. As well, don't forget to turn on our channel's post notifications so you never miss new content from Trending 10 when it goes live on our channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.